Hello everyone, we are going to be crocheting today and we will be doing the Sunburst Granny Square. The pattern that I am following is by Sarah Maker. I should be able to link the pattern in the description. I have changed it up slightly for myself, but you shouldn't notice too much. We will be using almost all the colours that you see here. It is a full round pattern. The yarn I'm using is just from my stash. It has been sat there patiently waiting to be used. I have got a 4mm hook on here. You need to use the hook that's best for your wool. Sarah uses a 5mm hook and Line brand yarn. So I don't know how much of a difference it would make, but this should be a hopefully beginner friendly. It's not going to be extreme beginner, so like you need to know some basic stitches like your slip knot, chains and double crochet and half double crochet, and have some idea of how a granny square works. And with that being said, let's get started. So we're just going to start with our slip stitch, like so, slip knot, and then we chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that we've got your chain 5, we are going to slip stitch to the first chain that we made, which is this one here. So just go in, pull through and pull through, like let's say. And then to start the first round, we will be doing a chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And that will count as our first double crochet. And then we're going to do 15 double crochets into this ring here for a total of 16 double crochets. So we're just going to yarn over, put into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I'll do that once more just in case. So we yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over and pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 doubles including that chain 3, so we need 13 more. So I'm just going to quickly do them together. Remembering to count as you go along, and to keep this tail, you need to remember to keep this tail tight and flush against the chains there, as that will help you make the center of this ring small once we've finished it up. Let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now to finish up, we are just going to slip stitch into this chain 3 here, like so, and then it says I am going to be changing colour. If you are not changing colour, then you can just skip ahead onto the next round, but ideally I want to be changing colour now because we have almost finished round 1, which is that round. Now we're going to be moving on to round 2, which is the puff stitches that are here. So ideally you would just fasten off and change colour. Now just to do a quick fasten off, we're just going to get the yarn ready on our hook and just snip it off. And then you just want to get the yarn over, pull it through like you're doing a chain, and then tighten like that. And now that we've done that, see this little tail here? From the start, we're just going to pull on that, which tightens the center of our ring, like so. Okay, now I'm just going to go grab the second colour. Before we head off into round 2, I just wanted to show you quickly, because I have actually made a few different versions of this Sunburst Granny Square so far, like colour variations. So this is what it looks like with 2 colours, just one after the other. You can still see the flower shape. This is 2 colours with a multicolour, which I actually absolutely love the way this turned out. A colour block, so all the Sunburst, the flower shape is one colour, and then you got a different for the outline. You can still pick up a flower shape. This looks really nice as well. You could do something like this and just change the inside maybe, so it would be like a 2 colour. That looks nice. And then this is a multicoloured colour block, so you can kind of still see the flower shape. Some of the multicolour did match up in some places and not in others. But yeah, before we move on to round 2, if I show you these, you can have a full decision of which way you're going to create your sunburst, whether it's 2 colours, multicolours, as 2 colours, a colour block, multicoloured colour block, or as the pattern intended with full different colours. With that said, let's do round 2. Now the pattern calls to start with a slip stitch in any double crochet. I like to start either 1 or 2 before the slip stitch we made in the last round, just so I can go around the tail and weave it in, because I'm not a fan of sewing in ends, so we'll do that. I'm just going to start here. Some people would do a slip knot straight onto the hook and then slip stitch it onto the project like this. So you just stick it in, grab all the tails, yarn over, pull through and pull through, and then you start the pattern like that. It looks a bit like that on the back, and that is perfectly acceptable, and I think that's how the pattern ideally wants you to do it. I like to start by sticking the hook in and then getting the yarn over it with enough tail there to weave in, grabbing it, pulling through, and then just doing a chain 1 as my slip stitch, and then I just pull that bottom yarn, the tail end, as tight as I can to make it look like a slip stitch. So to start this round, once you've done that, you just need to do a chain 2, and this does not count as a stitch this round. Now we're going to be doing a puff stitch, which is fairly simple. So what we're going to do is we shall yarn over, go into that same stitch we've just been in, yarn over and pull through, and then pull it up, and there's 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook, and then we're just going to yarn over, go back into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, try and pull that up as much as you can. So there should be 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to do that again. yarn over, go back into that stitch, yarn over and pull through, and pull up, and now we should have 7 loops on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of them are quite sneaky because they're like tied, so you have to move them along to count. Now we're just gonna yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on the hook, like so. And then to finish the puff stitch, we just do a chain 1. So relatively easy. Depending on your tension, hook size and yarn, it can be quite difficult to get through all of those 7 loops, I have noticed. So just make sure you are going through the loops. Now I just need to double check. So I am going into this stitch here next, because this one is a fake stitch created by the slip stitch that we did in the last round. Sorry. So we're just going to go into here. So I'm just going to grab my 2 tail ends. Just going to give them a quick twist, just try and keep them together a bit quicker. Hold that flush against the working part of the project, and then we're going to go into here to do another puff stitch. We want 16 puff stitches in total. So yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through and pull up, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through and pull up, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through and pull up, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 loops, and then chain 1 to secure. We're going to be doing that again. Just want to be careful we don't miss any stitches. So we jumped over the fake stitch here. This one was the fake stitch. Now, because we've gone into that one where we did do a slip stitch, this stitch here is normally can be quite hidden. I've already gone through it just so I could make it a bit more visible, but you want to make sure you go into this one here, which you'll see as you do it starts off very tight. So we'll just go through that together. Like I said, I've already made it quite big just for the purpose of the video, but it will be quite small, almost a bit like that, and you might not notice it's a stitch and easily go over it, as I have done previously. So we are going to go over that together, making sure we are keeping this tight to our work so that we can weave it in. So we just yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through and up, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through and up. I'm holding on to these because it's easier for me to hold the loops aside. If that's easier for you, then you're free to do so. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do it once more, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through and up. Now we're just going to pull through all 7 loops on a hook and chain 1. So now I'm just going to make sure that I 100% went in the right stitch. So we want 16 in total. So 1, 2, 3. And then if we count the stitches, we're going to go into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So as long as we don't mess up any stitches or miss one, we will end up with 16 puff stitches. So I'll walk you through one more and I'll do a couple with you before meeting you back at the end. So let's do one more together. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull through and then pull up, yarn over, into the stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through, pull up. One more time, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull up, and then yarn over and pull through all 7 on your hooks, and then do a chain 1 to secure. I'll do a couple more quickly with you, making sure to go over the tail ends so that I am weaving them in to make it easier. There's 5 loops, there's 7 loops, pulling through, chain 1 to secure. There's 3 loops, there's 5 loops, and there's 7 loops, pulling through, chain 1 to secure. Double check the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is nice and easy. It's just a matter of keeping count of the loops on your hook and the stitches as you go around, in case some of them are quite tight and make it hard to see, so that you know you are. That is my cat trying to sit on my table, ignore him. So that you are getting your 16 clusters. And once you sort of have made a couple of these, it's almost like being on automatic. You can just sort of do them. So I am just going to finish up these last few stitches, and I will meet you back there and do the last puff stitch with you. We are on the last puff stitch here, number 16. I don't know if yours might look a bit similar. I think on some of these you can see where I changed tension and maybe went a little bit too fast and didn't quite pull up the loops, but I think that's perfectly normal. They all look pretty and they're still puff stitches. So don't worry if all your puff stitches look slightly different, as long as you made sure there were 7 loops before you pulled through all, then I'm sure they are perfectly fine. So let's do this last one together, number 16. Chain 1 to secure, and then we are just going to slip stitch into the top of our puff stitch. Now, because I will be changing colour again to go ahead to round 3, I'll be doing a change of colour. So instead of only slip stitching to the top and fastening off, I like to go in between the chain 2 and the puff stitch, and then if I can get into the top of the puff stitch. So I do 2 slip stitches just to secure the yarn a bit better. But if you're sticking to the same colour, or you're not as fast as I am sometimes, but just making sure the round's finished, then you just go ahead and slip stitch straight into the top of the puff stitch, which is this is this stitch right here. So that's your chain 1, that's your puff stitch, and then you've got your chain 2. And then I'm just going to pull through. There we go. Carry on with where we are now. So the written pattern for round 3 calls for a set of cluster stitches, and the way she's written it, she likes to do 5 loops on the hook before completing the cluster stitch. I do 4. So what I can do is I will show you one done in each way after the first stitch, obviously, so that you can see which one you might prefer to do, and then I will continue the tutorial on how I like to do them. We're just going to go ahead and attach our yarn. If you didn't change colour, then you don't need to worry about attaching, you just carry on from where you left off. So we will be working into the chain 1 spaces, these spaces here, in between the puff stitches basically. Now if you didn't fasten off and you're carrying on with this same colour as the last round, you would just simply slip stitch into the chain space and start the round from there. If you have fastened off, then she says you can start in any chain 1 space. I like to start as close to where I fastened off as possible, so I'll be starting into this space. You have the two options again of slip knotting onto the hook and then slip stitching, or just adding it straight to it by sticking the hook into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull straight through to create a chain, and then pull as tight as you can on the tail end to create a slip stitch effect. How to start with chain 2, so 1 and 2. And now the first one is always slightly different to the rest. So for the first one, we're going to do a cluster stitch of 4 loops on the hook, because the chain 2 counts as one part of the cluster stitch. So we just go into yarn over. This is very similar to the puff stitch, there's just a slight difference. So we're going to yarn over, go into the space, make sure we work over that tail end, yarn over, pull through, and then we are going to do half a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and that's it. And I'm going to leave those 2 loops on the hook. Now I'm going to do that again. So we want to yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull through, and then we yarn over and pull through 2 loops to leave 3 loops on the hook. Then we do that one more time. So yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we're left with 4 loops on the hook, and I'll just yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And that is our first cluster stitch. Now we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to go into the next chain 2 space, and in this one I'm going to do a cluster stitch as is written, and in the next one I will do a cluster stitch how I like to do them for this pattern. So we want to end up with 5 loops on the hook before we pull through, which is what's written. So we're going to make sure our tail ends are together here so we can weave them in. And then just yarn over, go into that single chain space, yarn over, pull through and up. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops. Yarn over into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 4 loops on the hook. And we'll do that one more time to get 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. So now we're just going to yarn over, pull through all 5, and we're going to do a chain 2. 1, 2, and that is how the pattern has wrote it for the cluster stitch to be, and this is how, and then the next one I'm going to show you how I like the cluster stitch to be, which is 4 loops. So we're just going to yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we do that 2 more times. So yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, one more time, yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 4 loops. Now we yarn over and pull through all 4, and then do 2 chains. So there is a very small difference in having 5 loops on the hook and having 4 loops on the hook. So I am just showing you there so you can make the choice, and now I will continue the pattern doing the 4 loops on the hook. Right. So I've just gone back and changed that 5 loop cluster to a 4 loop cluster. And now we will do the rest. I'm going to do them as a 4 loop. You're more than welcome to do them as a 5 loop. If it gets a bit confusing watching the video, then just skip ahead. Or just have the pattern out in front of you to remind yourself that you're doing 5 loops, not 4. To do the 4 loops, you're going to do the yarn over, pull through 2 3 times. To do the 5 loops, you're doing the yarn over, pull through 2 4 times. There's 16 clusters at the end of this round total. So let me do 2 more with you. I'll walk you through 1 more, and then we'll do 2 more together, and then we will meet up again at the end. So we want to yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, one more time, yarn over, into the space, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4, and then chain 2 in between. And you just keep doing that all the way around, remembering to weave in those tail ends as you go. It will make it easier when you have to sew everything up. 4 loops, pull through, chain 2. Chain 2 in between is important as you use those spaces in the next round to make the square. 3 and 4 loops, chain 2. There's a little bit tail end there left. So 1, 2, and 3 times. Pull through all 4, chain 2. I'm going to finish the rest off camera, and I will meet you back in this space here. Alright, so we're going to do the last one together so that I can show you how to end this round, and then we can start the next round together. So still do your chain 2 after your cluster, and then I like to go, we can get into this top one here, and we're going to have to go in just once, like so. And then I'm going to try and sneak into this chain here. This is the first of the chain 2s. So we can do 1 more slip stitch and then fasten off. But if you're not as fast as I am, you just simply go into the top of the cluster stitch there. You can't go into top of the chain 2 that you did at the start because it's been incorporated into the cluster stitch. So there should just be one stitch. Like here you have your cluster stitch, your chain 2. Okay, now I'm changing colour. If you've done one colour all this way around, I suggest here is where you change colour, just so you've got the separate outer layer shape. Right, we are at the final round. I have now got my colour, round 4, and the final round. So we've done round 1, round 2, round 3, and now we're at round 4. The pattern, if you've looked it up and have it on a computer next to you or your phone or tablet, she actually gives you a nice picture diagram of the round, which I think helps loads. We get the square. So I will talk you through it using this as a diagram first. I think my partner's hair is stuck to it. Standard. Right, so we start with a chain 4 into a chain 2 space. I start in a corner. I think you can even see where I started here. Here's the chain 4 in our first chain 2 space, and this is the start of a corner. So you do chain 4, and then you would do 2 trebles into this space here, which will be half of your corner space. Then we are going to move on to make the first side. So these 3 here, this is your first side. There's no chaining in between any of these stitches. You just go straight into that chain 2 space and make 3 double crochet. Then you'll go straight into this chain 2 space here, and you will make 3 half double crochets. And then in the next chain 2 space, you'll do another 3 double crochets. No chaining in between needed, and that will complete one side. Then you'll get to your corner space, what will be your corner space. So you would go into the next chain 2 space, and we will do 3 treble crochet, chain 3, and then in the same space another 3 treble crochets, all into that one space. And those 3 treble, chain 3, 3 treble will create your corner. And then you'd go back to doing your side, 3 double, 3 half, 3 double, corner, 3 treble, chain 3, 3 treble, all in one space. Your side, 3 double, 3 half, 3 double, corner, 3 treble, chain 3, 3 treble, all in one space. And then we get to the last side, 3 double, 3 half, 3 double, and then your last space here, you would have already worked this half of the corner. So you just finish off the corner space, 3 treble, chain 3, and then you will slip stitch to the top of the chain 4. Okay, so we are starting the round. I like to start just before where we fastened off, and I like to stick it in, yarn over, pull through, do a chain 1, pull tight, make it look like a slip stitch. And now we are simply going to chain 4, as this will be the first treble crochet and will make up half of our first corner space. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull that tail end a bit tighter. There we go. And then into this same space here, we are going to do 2 treble crochets. Now a treble is 1 bigger than a double. So we just yarn over twice, 1 and 2. and then we go into that space, yarn over, pull through, and then we want to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's your treble crochet there. So we're going to do that again. So yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Another treble complete. So that's 1/2 of your corner stitch. Now we are going to create our first side. So grab these tail ends so we can weave them in as we go. And we just want to do 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space here. So yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more double, yarn over, into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There's the start of our side. Now in the next chain 2 space, we will be doing 3 half double crochets. So half of these doubles. So we're going to yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, keeping those tail ends tight. And then we've got 3 loops on the hook, and then we just simply yarn over and pull through all 3. And that creates your half double. Yarn over, into, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And there is your 3 half doubles into the chain 2 space. And that is the second part of your side. Now the last part is we do 3 double crochets again. Yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and do that again. And there's your 3 double crochets, and that is your first side done. Now let's make our corner. Now because we made half here, this corner we shall do the full corner. Just 3 treble, chain 3, 3 treble. So I've still got some tail end left. Try and make sure they're tight. Right, so on to the treble, yarn over twice, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Just do that 2 more times. 2, 2, 2, and 1 more time. And then there's your 3 treble crochets. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and do another 3 treble crochets into that same space, like so. There's 2, and there's 3. And now we work our side again. So 3 double, 3 half double, 3 double, So let's do that together. And then once we've done this, I will meet you back at the start. So for a double, you only yarn over once, pull through two, pull through two, yarn over into stitch, pull through two, pull through two. You want 3 of them into this first stitch, and then we're going to do 3 half doubles. Sorry, I was just checking when my tail end was then. Into the next stitch. So yarn over into the stitch, pull through, and pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And you want 3 of them. There's 3. And then we go back to doing these double crochets, and you want 3 of them into the next stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to our corner stitch, which is 3 trebles, chain 3, 3 trebles. So for a treble, we yarn over twice, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we need 2 more of them. So yarn over twice into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, once more, and then there's your 3 treble crochets. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we do 3 more treble crochets. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And then there you can see our square starting to form. That's where we started. First side, first corner, second side, second corner. So now I will go ahead and do the third side and third corner, and the last side, fourth side, and I will meet you when we need to do the fourth corner together. So you need to remember that your sides are 3 double, 3 half, 3 double, 3 treble, chain 3, 3 treble for the corner, 3 double, 3 half, 3 double. We've done our 3 double crochet. We now need to finish that corner that we started at the start of the round. So to finish it, we are just going to do 3 treble crochet, chain 3, and then slip stitch to the top of our chain 4. So we go straight into that corner space, 1 treble, 2 treble, 3 treble, 1, 2, 3 chains, and then we just slip stitch to the top, if it'll let me in, of that chain 4. And then because I'm fastening off, I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first treble we made as well. And then I don't need to leave a massive tail, so I'm just going to leave just enough to weave it all in at the end. And there is our Sunburst Granny Square. I've used greens and blues, and I think this green here has made such a difference, and it is absolutely beautiful. So thank you for watching. That is the end of the tutorial. If you would like to know more, do more patterns with me, then please subscribe, follow, like, comment, share, save, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. Spread the love, spread the word, and meet me back at some point next week for another tutorial for a different granny square, so that eventually we will be making a blanket out of some of these. If you want to make the same blanket I am, then you just need to come back once a week to learn a different square. I have currently made 6 of these Sunburst Granny Squares, and I will be making 6 of each square depending on the size that they come out and the pattern and how much I like them. And then we will be putting them all together into a blanket. So I look forward to seeing everyone once a week. If you want to follow me on TikTok, where you'll get some more updates and different videos and not just crochet, then my TikTok is CraftyDreamz with a smiley face. My Instagram is CraftyDreamz420. So yeah, I look forward to seeing everyone next week.